You're listening to the Becoming Zesty podcast. We are Megan and Dr. Alex, and we're so happy that you're here.
We are passionate about accelerated transformation, yours, ours, and the collective.
Personal and professional for coaches, practitioners, and leaders of all kinds.
Between the two of us, we seem to have done things the painful way. So let our pitfalls become your stepping stones. We are not afraid to share our raw and vulnerable truths in order to help you transform your thinking, your body, your heart, and your soul.
Combining over 15 years of functional medicine with brain-based habit change to lead you to create the life of your dreams, supporting yourself through all four bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic, every step of the way.
We are transformation accelerators, wholeness cultivators, empowerment experts, speakers, authors, mentors, and change makers for a more loving world. By combining Dr. Alex's MD experiences
with Megan's mindset magic, we've helped hundreds of thousands of people transform their lives, and we can help you too. If you're ready to accelerate your transformation and have so much fun doing it, then stick around. We've got you covered. Quick reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor, not this doctor, before making changes. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello, the Become Zesty podcast. So glad that you are here. No matter where you are joining from in the world or what time of day it is, we are happy that you have joined us, and we hope that you're having a great day. So today we are going to be talking about the economy. Now, of course, that's not our usual topic, although here at Zesty we don't really exclude much of any topic from life because, hey, if we all have to deal with it, then it's something that is worth talking about. One of the things that is happening now is that a lot of people are beginning to hear and even maybe say things like, oh, well, can't do that in this economy, can't do this in this economy, oh, we can't, this is capped at this economy, that this is, not allowed in this economy. And it is one of those differentiating times on the planet. They happen every so often, not even that rarely anymore, it seems like. But it seems like every so often something happens on a collective level where we see the interplay between the masses of people who follow others' lead and the people who don't follow that lead, right? So what I mean by that is usually when things are kind of steady and the world is kind of comfy and as is to us and not much is going on, for the most part, everyone is thinking on a set it and forget it kind of mindset. And it's only when there's real issues that people are like, hold on, wait, let me, the stories always go like, this happened, and then I had the aha and my eyes were opened and then I changed my life and, yay. So that's all cool. And then when things like this happen where there's like big shifts in the economy or, a global pandemic kind of thing or whatever it may be, that's where you start to see a lot of fear coming into the conversation. That is to say, people start looking around and going, what was the past like? When did we last see this? And they begin to draw parallels. That is just common to the brain, right? Because if the brain is wired for survival and efficiency, well, then it's always using the past as evidence to future forecast to say what will happen. And as leaders, that's essentially the functionality of that for leaders matters. That choice to say, how am I responding to it? What am I thinking? Is my fear getting activated because of the collective fear? And how much am I choosing to prioritize that fear? As in, how much of my life will get dictated by that fear is a question that leaders will ask themselves. And for the most part, other people will take it as fact. The economy is bad, therefore you can't blank, right? The reality has been set. Megan and I talk about, our beliefs and our thinking as filters in our mind. because our mind and our brain picks up a crazy amount of information every single second. But just for sanity's sake, and plus that survival and efficiency, we are not consciously aware of all of that information. We distill it down by deleting, distorting, and generalizing down to kind of the general picture, right? The economy's generally bad, or the economy's generally good. And so the way that we will word it is like if your brain is actually picking up a couple million in the tens of million bits of information per second, and you get it down to even a couple hundred or over 100, then it's kind of like dropping all those toothpicks into a room, but you can only pick up 100 some at once, and all the other millions and millions and millions are just getting pumped in every second. So it's kind of like, which toothpick are we going to pick up vastly is determined by who we are and what we believe to be true, right? Whatever we are expecting to see, will be more likely to see. Now, can we have other things that impact that? Of course. And that's where we got the shakeups and the ahas and all of that stuff, and that's cool. But oftentimes people don't want to wait for the wake-up call. They're like, ooh, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't like that kind of thing. And that makes sense. I don't like that either. But that's kind of what it is. If we keep waiting there, we necessitate that life has to drop the other shoe just to match up to saying, oh yeah, my life sucks too because of the economy. And it's kind of like, why do we even need to really wait for that? And that just depends. How you answer depends on how you see yourself. So those of us who feel called to do bigger things, even if you're like, I haven't even figured that out. I know I'm here to do something, but I don't know what that looks like. That's cool. You're in the right place here, because those people tussling with that question are still in a very different place than those not, right? And in a general sense, it's kind of a blessing, in my opinion, that our dreams and the desires of our hearts won't really leave us alone, right? Like, we can use the economy, we can use circumstances, we can use our partners, and we can use our kids as an excuse, or finances, or time, or any number of things. But ultimately, it's like the results are for you. So we can say, oh, I can explain this, but who are you explaining to and why? Right? Why is that necessary? Or do you still really want the results? Because if you still really want the results, then playing by the circumstances is dicey. It's a way to let the world dictate what we will have, what we can have, what we deserve, what we think is possible for us. And the worse that collective conversation is, like, oh gosh, we're all going down, generally speaking, you see this is where decisions get made on who we are. There's people in this economy, stock market starts to go on sale, so to speak. I'm totally saying that jokingly, but basically there's people at these times, and there's a small proportion of the population where they will see that fear, they will feel the fear, they will decide who they are, and they will figure out ways and resources and tools to move forward anyways, and they will become very successful at these times, right? There was a lot of people who came up in 2008. There was a lot of people who came out during the pandemic. And so those people, yes, overwhelmingly, the majority did feel like exactly what that conversation was, but not everyone. And that's the whole thing, is that's not determined by chance per se. Now, people have opportunities, whatever. We got to ask, why do they have those opportunities? What happened there? But at the end of the day, right, what do we have control over? Who are we deciding to be, and how much of that identity are we going to hand over to the world? How much of that is going to lie in saying, I'm going to listen to this and make sure that I do X, Y, Z? Now, we are also huge proponents in having strong financial plans and support and all of that, as in, I have a financial advisor, I work with him, all of that is taken care of, as in, I think about that from a responsibility standpoint. it is just one of the things I have to account for. Kind of like, it's raining, I should pack an umbrella. But that's different than saying, oh, it's raining, therefore I can't be the person I said I want to be today. Right? And that's a very, I can be that person with an umbrella is a very different level of thinking. And so there have been times for Megan and I where there wasn't any funds, there wasn't. And we still work to create those financial structures and those things even without much of anything to show for. And as we began to behave like the people that we said we were, the reality began to match up over time, not magically. I think a lot of people take that like, oh, it's all metaphysical. It's just, but yes, I believe in the magic of the universe and that lineups and all like magical synchronicities and all that stuff are totally available to us and miracles and all of that. But at the end of the day, there is real brain wiring realities included in that, right? Like those are just choices that we get to make. It's not that some people have, a shiny halo and that's how they get identified. Sometimes it's just other people have made decisions we haven't made, and if they have made them, hey, guess what? We can make them too. We might be later in making them, but who cares? Because again, as an adult, we get to the place where, yes, we can have bosses to answer to and responsibilities. At the end of the day, our results are our own, right? We get the desires of our heart and we go for our dreams just because we feel like we deserve it, because we want it, because we want to have that and we want to experience it, right? And so at the end of the day, it really does come down to, what do I need to do? Even with this stuff, even with this included, who do I need to be and what do I need to do and what does that person think about and feel about and how do they move out in the world? I'm going to do that because I'm not going to let the world decide who I am. I will decide who I am. And the more of us that do this will be of a huge help to the world to bring a different kind of conversation forward and help everyone on this planet get to their hopes, their dreams, and all of those amazing things we want for ourselves and future generations. All right, so with that, have a wonderful week. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us on the podcast. It is our goal to lead others through accelerated transformation that takes all parts of ourselves into account. And we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. At almost 2 million downloads and quickly heading to 3, we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more and more people and help them learn how all 4 bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic, work so they feel empowered to be, do, and have whatever they want in life.
If you find this podcast helpful, please take a moment to text 5 friends you think might benefit and leave us a review. It means so much to share this work that has transformed our lives with others. We appreciate your help so much and can't wait to see you next time.